All right, but my thing is, all right, boom. Let's get real now. Real.
Okay.
Let's say a guy is selling you a dream. Because now you got to realize you're both players.
Yeah.
You playing, he playing. Sometimes players end up with nobody because they keep playing the game, which realistically is a con to the game, because if you playing and I'm playing and then nobody...
We don't know what's real.
We don't know what's real. So now, how do you decipher the two?
I think for me, it mostly goes on the vibe. Like, for me, I've been in a situation where we played, like when it first started out, it was just, okay, we know that we're both having fun. We're both just wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. And then like over the course of time, I'm like, what are we doing? Because at this point, we're spending a lot of time. And I may not ask that directly, but I show it with my actions. Like, am I spending the night frequently? Am I like moving in? You know, guys will make you feel comfortable. And if I feel comfortable, then I'm gonna like try to see where I can get with it. And if I don't feel anything, I'm not gonna press it anymore. I'm just gonna move on.
But you don't think that like doesn't warrant a conversation?
Yeah, because I had a guy, like, he told me, like, he was just like, I thought that we were in a relationship already. And I was like, I didn't. And I asked you, like, I asked him what we were doing. And he said, you know, he wanted to know what I brought to the table.
Say it again. Can you say it again?
He wanted to know what I brought to the table.
Whoever that is, shout him out. But go ahead.
Baby dad. But I originally got offended by the question because I feel like if you don't see what I bring to the table, then, you know, you will never see it. But, you know, as women, we might not financially bring the same, but I bring the napkins, I bring the plates, I bring the food. Because you may bring the table, but I bring the things to make the table. And making the table is just as important.
I can't let you run with that. I really want to be on the side. But I had to really fire somebody up that said that. Yo, because that's not good enough.
Why is it not good enough?
You know what would be a better answer?
What?
If I'm going to help you build another table.
I don't believe in that. Like, if we're a team, we're building one unit. We're building a table. I don't have to go make you build another table.
You're a partner. All right, I'm not gonna get too far into that. But what I want to say is, all right. So he asked you what you bring to the table, and you got offended by it originally. What was your answer?
I really didn't have an answer because it was just on some chilling at the crib, and he was just talking. I was letting him talk candidly without interrupting, and so I didn't really want to interrupt where he was going. But he was just like, out of all the girls I talked to, and once he said that, I kind of like tuned out. I was like, out of all the girls he talked to, so he talked to right, and so I didn't even want to offer what I brought to the table. So after that, I kind of moved on, and I was just like, okay, it is what it is. And then I moved on to a new guy, and we started dating publicly. And, you know, he was like, I thought we were in a relationship, so I was surprised by you getting in another relationship. And I was like, you never told me. He was like, I didn't think I had to because I felt like I had options. And when he saw me at another table, that made him reconsider what I brought to the table.
But this is what I'm trying to say, right? In totality, right? I feel like relationships are really precious. Right. And it's more precious now than it ever has been because now most relationships fail. And I personally believe a big reason why most relationships fail today is because of that. You playing, I'm playing. One takes something some way, one takes something another way.
I can take accountability for that. That is a problem that I tend to have a little.
You know, that's,
oh my God. It's all about accountability.
Oh, I'm gonna cry. That's the first time I heard a woman on 8 at the table said, I'm gonna take accountability for that. But I agree though, and that's real shit though, because sometimes like it gets misconstrued.
Right.
Like you're saying
that. You know why?
What?
Because it's pride. Like I've had to set my pride aside. Like if I really like you, I'll send that triple text message. I'll send you the ABCs and say, why are you not picking up the phone? But it's the fear of being rejected. Like if you don't call me back or if you don't text me or if I say I like you and I love you and I want to be with you and you say that's not where I am, then my feelings are crushed. So now we tend to play like I don't want to express myself unless you express yourself. Or if you come to the line, I'll come to the line. Meet me halfway instead of just owning up. And if that person doesn't, then just be okay with it.
I feel like I mean, I agree with that 100%. I think that's really a young mentality.
Yeah.
I feel like as adults, once you start to grow up, especially us, and
But who's raising who these days? It's the young raising the young. It's not a grandmother raising you and giving you the game, or a mother or a father.
I think it's actually the lost ones raising the young. Because I've learned how to be straightforward with my intentions with a woman from...
And that gets you further,
outside of my mom, right? Outside of my mom, she put me on game. But when I really, really, really first implemented it, it came from an older woman who had many failed relationships, who told me, tell me what it is.
Right, up front.
Yeah. And
so I'll know how to move.
And, and I did that, and, going on and on with all the relationships that I had, whether it been serious or not, whether it been one of many, whatever the case may be, I've always kept it that way. And I feel like there's always a dream that's being sold that's preventing that.
Right.
But like even times I had to tell girls to chill because they was trying to sell me a dream. I'm like, yo, listen, it's cool. I'm not even here for all of that. We're not even going to get that far.
A woman is going to tell you what she thinks that you want to hear. That will make her more acceptable or more likable or pleasing to you.
But you know what a man appreciates?
The truth.
When a woman tells the truth.
But sometimes the truth can be, if you were interested in me and I sat here and said, I've slept with over this amount of men, I used to dance, I used to do this and I used to do that, it may be like, you may put me in a different space now. Like, I can't date you, but I like you. So we can have sex, but I won't take you seriously. And you won't tell me that because you don't want to hurt my feelings, but you'll have that in your mind. And so most of the time, men will drag you along for as long as you're willing to play on the bus or the car, wherever. They'll drag you along, string you along. You have no intentions of getting married, having children, being in a relationship.
You know, it's funny, that woman usually wins. The one that's honest. Let me ask you a question, right? Have you ever been with a man who told you, yo, we're not going to take it serious, I'm messing with you and I'm messing around? You ever had that?
Maybe once or twice, but...
Okay, so let's just say, whatever, once or twice, out of those times, did you stay after he told you that? Yes.
If I did stay, if I did, I didn't take him seriously. I started dating other people.
Yeah, but you still stayed, right? You still exercise time.
Maybe.
Right? So I'm just saying that to say this. When a guy is honest with you, you're still going to exercise your time.
For sure.
And as a man, I'm telling you, from a man's perspective, right? If you was honest with me about, not saying you did or do whatever, but like your past, right? We will still, honestly, we will feel safer with you.
Right, and that is why a lot of women today, like I'm giving you, when I speak, I'm giving you the broad, like the general, but for me, most of the time I feel like when women say, oh, she's a hoe, or she's this, or she's that, and they want to know why the hoes are getting wifed up, or the girls with the past, or the girls who shake their booties on Instagram, or stuff like that, it's because they are who they are. At the end of the night, a man doesn't have to guess who she is. It's the girl that has to hide who she is, and he is finding out like all of this secret stuff about her.
Yo, because earlier today, right, we had a guy talk, like earlier today we were talking, and they said that one of my homies said, my dad taught me one thing is that you never know. When it comes to women, you never know. And that's such a broad statement, but it describes a lot. You know what I'm saying? It does. So when a girl that is, but I'm not gonna lie, those typically don't get white for long.
I think that thing where they say women are better cheaters is really true, because we can go out and do everything and still come home, fix the food, kiss the kids, put them in the bed, and still have sex with you every night. Good night,
That's
baby.
you. Relax. A lot of women can't cook. Nah, women can't. Okay, a lot of women can't cook now. She can't fix the food, and she's moving sloppy. And now we got group chats. Before back then we didn't have group chats.
Yeah, Instagram.
So, now because I was saying this earlier, not earlier, but on a prior episode, that women say men talk more than women, right? And I say that in a politically correct way, right? And it's not really, the only thing is that we actually be like, yo, bro, don't do that. We already know her.
Do you consider that hating?
Nah, I consider that real. Because guess what? If I was a hoe...
Every woman is different for the man that she wants to be different for. Like, I may have been a hoe. I may have not taken any guy serious, but then I get with you and I'm like, I tell you everything.
Be my wife? It don't work that way.
I'm different. Like I'm like it does. It can work differently. Like
want a second?
women are different. Just like a man is different for the woman. You might not spend nothing on me, but go to the next girl and you buy her everything.
But it's different though, because this is why it's different. And we can't speak when it comes to women versus men in that ideology, only, in my opinion, only because a man is typically the provider. Now, if the woman is providing, then she could do whatever she wants to do. But when it's a man, it's like, yo, if I'm gonna provide for you, knowing that the person I'm providing for was out here with all of these other persons, I kind of look crazy providing for a person who has been spread thin.
That's ego. That's ego talking. And when you release the ego and you talk with reassurance and confidence, then you won't have to feel like you have to talk to, because what you're really saying is, I don't want my friends looking at me providing for you and you used to be this, and that. Like, if you're confident in yourself, yes, this is a woman, but she's changed and you may have had her, but you have not had her in the way that I've had her.
I mean, I look at it as standards, not ego. And at the end of the day, we have to draw the line on what our standards are. Because at some point in time, you're not going to deal with certain things that somebody's bringing to the table, or I don't want to say bring to the table that, but certain things that somebody's past has, that has transpired in their past. As a man, and I'm telling you, for most men, we're not going to stick with that, knowing, because as a man,
you want the truth. Now, a woman doesn't feel like, and to go back to what we were talking about with women towing the line or lying or withholding information, and that's because of what you're just saying right now. Like, a woman can be your perfect candidate, but because of her past, you X her out without even giving her a chance because of her past.